Hey guys, it's Yadi here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation routine on how I do my makeup and how I color correct my dark circles and my blemishes. I am using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundations in this video. So if you want to see how I do my foundation routine with these foundations, just keep watching. Alright, so first off I'm going to start off with my primer. This is what I'm using as my primer, the Nivea Post Shave Balm. Just pour out a little bit, probably like that much, like right there. What I like to do is work it on my fingertips and then just work this. Mostly where I get oily. I do kind of do it all over my face sometimes if I didn't wear a moisturizer, and today I don't have a moisturizer on, so we're just gonna work this all over our face. I already did my eye makeup, so I just wanted to show you guys how I do my foundation and what brushes I use. Once you feel it's pretty tacky, then that's when you know you're ready to work with it. So what I like to do, I always start off with, I'm going to be showing you guys how I color correct my under eye circles right here. They're actually pretty bad. So what I'm going to use is this color correcting stick in the color orange. This one's by City Color. I actually like this one because it blends out pretty good. Like, it's not as thick. It's just like a big crown like this. What I like to do is just kind of put it underneath my dark circles like so, like this, and then with my either the ring finger or the pinky, whatever, I just kind of like to blend it out a little bit just to kind of get that coverage on there. And then with this NYX green concealer, what I like to do with this one, since I do have a few blemishes on this side right here, what I like to do is grab a little bit. I usually grab it with a little brush or just with my pinky. What I like to do is grab a little bit and put it on top of like those little blemishes that I have going on. Anything that's red, basically green cancels red. So anywhere where you have like red blemishes, or you know, little red marks or whatever, sometimes I get like those little veins around my face too. This is really good for covering all that up. So I like to just leave it like that. Once all of that's on right there, what I like to do is like I said, I'm going to be using my Milani 03 and 04 foundation. What I like to do is just pump a little bit out of this one. This is 03. And this is 04. There you go. So just pump out a little bit like that, and then mix them like so. And then I go in and kind of dot it all over my face. This one doesn't dry as quickly, but I mean, I still like to work pretty quick with my foundation because I feel like I take forever blending it, so I just like to work pretty quick. So mix it like so, and I always leave my forehead for last, so I always start with my cheeks and my chin area first. So what I like to do, oh, this one's the one I mentioned in my haul. This is the Ultimate Blending Brush by e.l.f. This is what I've been loving to do my foundation. So at first I just kind of buff it in my skin. I don't really do any blending yet. I like to buff it like so. And then I do go over that orange corrector that I put under my eyes. I do go over that. So buff it all in like so. Oh, my hair is kind of in my way. And then I like to bring it down to my, oh, I sound all weird because I'm talking with this brush on my neck. But yeah, I like to bring it down like this just so you can blend that neckline with you. Anyway, so you keep blending it down to your neckline, and sometimes, I don't know, I mean, it just depends because sometimes I'm pretty tan and sometimes I'm not. So if I'm not pretty tan, or if it doesn't match, if my face doesn't match the rest of my chest and neck, I just kind of rub it down a little bit down here. Yeah, just keep buffing it, and once you're done buffing, you kind of go back and just blend everything in like so. I just love this brush so much. It's so soft and it works so good. It really does get the job done. And it's seriously, for $6 for this brush, I love it. All right, so now we gonna do the forehead. So I grab whatever's left over right here, dot it on my forehead. On my forehead, I don't have any really big red blemishes right now, so I don't have to conceal anything. So I just go right ahead and just put the foundation on there. And just blend that down. Make sure you get the hairline. Okay. So that once all of that is blended.
And I am aware that I'm only wearing one earring because I just dropped my other earring and I couldn't find the back piece to it, so I don't want to take the other one off.
Alright, once all of that is blended, then I move on to concealer. For concealer, I'm going to be using my Age Rewind. Like I said, I always use this one. I really like this one. The coverage on it is really good. I just kind of do like a little triangle shape thing right underneath my eyes. Like so. And a lot of people like to use the beauty blenders for the concealer. To be honest, I don't. The reason being is I feel like it soaks up most of the product and it doesn't leave much product on my for my concealer anymore. So I just like to use my ring finger. I mean, I feel like I use my fingers a lot, but I mean, these are some of the best tools that you can have. I mean, your fingers work so good for a lot of things, so I mean, why not? I mean, they're free, so why not use them? So I just like to make sure I get everything covered, blend it all out. And I didn't finish my eye makeup. I still need to do my lower lash line. Obviously I couldn't finish it because I didn't have my concealer on, so once I'm all done, I'll finish that up. I don't contour and highlight like for an everyday kind of thing. Like this is literally like my, you know, just my everyday kind of foundation routine. And to be honest, even when I do go out, I don't really do like the whole cream contouring. I have been trying it out, and I mean, to be honest, I don't like it. I feel like it, in my opinion, if you don't need it, don't do it. And okay, so after this, I go and I set my under eye concealer. I'm gonna be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder is what I'm gonna be using for my under eye concealer. Well, to set it, I just like to put a little bit on the lid like so, and then just kind of move it around. This is the e.l.f. blush brush. I really like this one for going underneath the eye. I feel like it fits perfectly under there and it gets the job done. The Laura Mercier, I mean, any kind of translucent powder is just super messy, but it does do a really good job at setting all of like the concealer stuff so it won't move around, or you know, so you can actually set it in place. So what I like to do is just set it like so, and then set a little bit of what I put on my forehead, down my nose, and then I go down on my chin. After I set my under eye concealer, I like to go in and set my whole face. And when I do set my whole face, I actually like to add a little bit more extra coverage. So what I'm going to be doing is using my MAC Studio Fix in NC40 with this e.l.f. powder brush. It's like the big kabuki brush. I really like this brush. It just works really good for the powder. What I like to do is go in like this and then just kind of start patting it. I don't blend it in, I just kind of pat it in. So I just work it into my skin like this to give me a little bit more extra coverage, because I feel like if I blend it in, I kind of move my foundation around, and I don't want to do that. I want to set it, not move it around. So I just go in, set all my foundation. All right, once I set all my foundation, then I go in with my Hoola bronzer, and this is the one by Benefit. And this brush right here, I've been using it for, I want to say, for about like 2 years. And to be honest, I don't remember what the name of the packet or the brush set name was, because this one's from BH Cosmetics and it doesn't even have the name on it or a label or anything. So it came in a brush set of like, I want to say like 10 or 15 brushes, something like that. Like this one's like the right size for my contouring that I do. And I don't really contour, I just kind of bronze the face. I don't really contour, so I'll show you what I do. So I always start off with my forehead, and I do have a big forehead. And my forehead's not that small, it's on the bigger side. So what I like to do is kind of create, basically what you do when you contour is create kind of like a shadow of what you want things to look kind of smaller. So what I like to do is create a shadow right here so it can look a little smaller. And then I move on to my cheeks. I just kind of bronze them like this, like if I was applying blush. I don't really do it in any precise way. I just kind of bronze them up a bit. And then I move on to my double chin. You want to make sure you contour that really good. This is probably where I do the most contouring right here because I don't like my double chin. And we all have it. And then I like to kind of just squeeze my brush like this. Like just kind of squeeze it and then just go in a little bit and then contour down the sides of my nose. I could use a whole different brush for, you know, contouring my nose, but like I said, I don't really like to precise like the contouring details. I just kind of just go in and just, I like it kind of more of a bronzy look, not really contoured look. So that's what I do with this. And then with the same brush, I go in with my MAC Warm Soul blush. And this is the one that I mentioned in my favorites, the mineralized one. And then like I said, with the same brush, I just grab a little bit, tap it out, and then on my apples of my cheeks right here, I just kind of add the most product, and then I go back in and just kind of do this. I just kind of go back with my brush and put whatever's left over back there. So like this. I don't add too much blush, or I mean, it just kind of looks like a bronzer, so it's not really like a blush. And then after I'm done with that, I like to go in with my Stay Matte powder by Rimmel. And what I like to do is with the same brush that I use for my setting my face, I like to go in and put this on my forehead right here where I tend to get the most oily. Even though I already set it with that Laura Mercier powder, sometimes I feel like I still get oily, so I still kind of like to set wherever I know I'm going to be getting pretty oily, which is basically my T-zone. So I like to set that first, and then I go in with this other e.l.f. brush that doesn't have a name right here. It just says e.l.f. This one, I believe it must be, I remember I said something about contouring, but I don't really remember because I threw the package away. But I just like to dip it in here, and then I don't really like mark exactly where I want it to be contoured. I just kind of go right in here. I don't really, I used to bake, but lately I haven't been baking just because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my skin hasn't been as oily right now, so I don't feel like I really need it. Maybe in the summertime I'll start baking again, but I just like to do this just so it could stay matte right underneath, you know, my bronzer, and it won't look all oily. So just kind of, just to define that a little more. Like I said, I don't want too much definition, just a little bit. So that's what I do with that. And then I go in with my Real Techniques brush. This one, I think it was like a little, I think it's called like a setting brush. I'm not sure either, and it doesn't say a name on it, but I know it's a Real Techniques brush. And what I do with this one is I always start off with my MAC Global Glow mineralized skin finish, and what I like to do is highlight my face with this first. So I always start off on the top of my cheekbones right here, and then I go in on the top of my forehead, the other top of my forehead, down my other cheekbone, right in the center of my nose, down the bridge, just a tiny bit like that, on my chin, and I just kind of dust whatever's left over on there. And then sometimes I do my Cupid, so I don't really do it much because of my Medusa piercing. I feel like if I highlight it, it gets all like glittery and stuff, but sometimes I still do it. But yeah, just whatever's left over on the brush, just kind of put it all around. And then with the same brush, I like to go back with another highlighter. I always like to layer my highlighters, just I feel like I get the most of it like that. Like I feel like it reflects the MAC Glow or MAC Global Glow. It's actually pretty good though. You can see, you can already see that. Looks pretty good by itself, but I feel like this one doesn't, it stays on, but since it's mineralized, it doesn't stay on that great as this one right here. This one tends to, like, you'll see this like bam, like from like far away you'll be able to see this. So this one right here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in So Hollywood. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I did with the other one, put it in the same spots, just kind of layer it basically and go over that. You see that one? That one's intense. So just kind of go over the same spots, just like so. And then I go back in with my big fluffy brush after I'm done applying all the powders and stuff, and I just kind of blend it all out. I don't try to touch my highlighter too much. I just kind of go over top just to, you know, leave it on there because I don't want to take it off. But this is what I do just to kind of blend everything all out. All of that contour I put on my double chin. Just want to blend that all out. After I'm all done with that, then I go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and I just spray my face. I do like, I want to say probably like 3 or 4 pumps. Sometimes I do more, just depends, but today I'm just gonna do like, here, let me see. 3. Okay, 1 more. Just feels so good. I love using that stuff. But yeah, so that's what I do with that. And then pretty much my foundation is done. Okay, so this is a finished look of my foundation routine. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. I don't know what my next video is going to be yet, but if you have any ideas or any requests on something that you guys want to see me do, just please leave them down on the comments below. That's all. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.